Meet an amazing woman named Ally Emanuel. She is already 63 years old, but most people seeing her for the first time are sure that she is at least 20 years younger. Her appearance is surprising, but the real reason for admiration is not at all in genetics or expensive procedures. The most interesting thing lies in her daily habits, which are accessible to almost everyone. Moreover, some of them contradict common ideas about what to do after 50 or 60 years. In this video, we will analyze in detail the principles by which Ally retains strength, energy, a toned body, and inner peace. And be sure to stay until the end, because the latter principle is often underestimated, although it is able to significantly slow down age-related changes. It will be interesting and useful. So, let's get started. First of all, when people talk about youth, they most often discuss skincare, cosmetics, or nutrition. But if you look closely at the lifestyle of Ally Emanuel, it becomes clear that the foundation of her youth is muscles. She consistently trains at the gym without long breaks and does not look for excuses to skip a workout. It is regularity, not records, that becomes the main factor in preserving a young body. After 40 years of age, a person begins to gradually lose muscle mass, and with it, the metabolic rate decreases, posture worsens, strength decreases, and the risk of injury increases. The older a person gets, the more important it is to keep the muscles in working order. It is especially interesting that Ally pays great attention to the upper body. She regularly trains the muscles of her back, shoulders, and arms. Many people make the mistake of almost completely ignoring these zones. However, a strong back is not only a beautiful posture. It helps the spine to cope with daily stress, reduces the likelihood of chronic pain, and allows you to remain active even in old age. When the back muscles work well, a person looks taller, more confident, and younger, literally visually. If you want to adopt this principle, you don't have to spend hours in the gym. It is enough 2 or 3 times a week to perform basic exercises for deadlifts, horizontal deadlifts, vertical deadlifts, exercises with dumbbells for shoulders, and various variants of flexion and extension of arms. The main thing is to gradually increase the load and perform the movements with the right technique. Even small but regular workouts give the body a powerful signal to preserve muscle tissue, which means youth. Another important point is that muscles are a real protector of health. The more high-quality muscle mass is maintained with age, the better the body regulates blood sugar levels, the easier it is to maintain a healthy weight, and the higher the ability to withstand daily loads. Many people do not even suspect that strength training can reduce the risk of age-related diseases as well as long walks. That is why longevity experts today recommend paying no less attention to strength training than cardio exercises. But physical fitness is only one part of the story. Ally's attitude to her own emotional state is no less impressive. She doesn't let anxiety and stress control her life. It may seem like a small thing, but chronic stress literally accelerates the aging of the body. When a person is constantly under stress, the level of stress hormones increases, the quality of sleep deteriorates, tissue repair is disrupted, and inflammatory processes increase. Another secret of Ally is a responsible attitude to one's own health. Many people start taking care of themselves only after problems appear. She adheres to a completely different philosophy. It is easier to maintain health than to try to restore it later. That's why healthy habits become a part of everyday life rather than a temporary diet or a short marathon. It shows up in the little things: regular workouts, attention to your well-being, understanding that the body requires constant care, not one-time exploits. This approach allows you to notice changes in time and not trigger the condition before serious consequences. For most people, The most useful solution is to get into the habit of undergoing preventive examinations at least once a year to monitor blood pressure, sugar, and cholesterol levels. These simple actions can prevent many diseases long before symptoms appear. Another feature of Ally Emanuel's lifestyle is that she runs her own blog and talks about her life. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary hobby, but in fact, such an activity brings several benefits to the body at once. When a person shares experiences, tells stories, communicates with people, and receives feedback, the brain continues to work actively. Content creation requires analysis, memory, attention, and constant learning. In addition, the blog becomes an additional motivation to stick to healthy habits. When a person regularly talks about their lifestyle, it's easier for them to maintain discipline. This is a great example of how social responsibility can work to benefit health. Even if you don't plan to become a blogger, try to keep a personal habit diary, record your achievements, or share your successes with friends. This method significantly increases the likelihood that new habits will be fixed for a long time. Special attention should be paid to discipline. Many people consider this a boring word, but it is discipline that frees a person from the constant struggle with himself. Ally does not decide to train again every week. It's already a natural part of her life. That is why healthy habits no longer require tremendous willpower. The faster the habit becomes automatic, the easier it is to stay healthy for many years to come. The story of Ally Emanuel reminds us of a simple truth. Youth is not the age in the passport, but the body's ability to effectively perform its functions. Strong muscles, a calm nervous system, a responsible attitude to health, constant development, and discipline create conditions under which a person can remain active, energetic, and attractive much longer than is commonly believed. That is why the main secret of Ally cannot be reduced to one exercise or one habit. It's a combination of regular movement, emotional stability, respect for your body, and consistency that lasts for years. The good news is that each of these principles can be applied today. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.